Yeah, I thought I'd just go through some of the bowl availabilities. I know there'll be questions about that. So the guys that aren't going to play in the game, and again, not relative to any announcements. I'm not making announcements for individual players, but Kamari, Lemon, Lane, McCree, Eric Gentry, Lucas, and Bishop Fitzgerald are both want to play in the game. Obviously, dealing with injuries, trying to get back. We'll see how that goes. And then obviously Killian Page, which you guys already knew had off-season surgery. Jakeem had surgery the day after the UCLA game. Played the entire season with a stress fracture in his foot. Showed incredible toughness. Pretty remarkable. And was able to hold off the surgery the entire year and obviously play it. Hampered the ability to practice him and prepare him a lot, which makes the contribution he made to this team this year even more impressive. So got that fixed up, and all those guys will be ready to roll for off-season coming around. With that, you guys got me.
We haven't talked to you since you signed the #1 class. What does that mean for the program, and what was that day like for you?
Yeah, it was a great day. You know, we tried to keep the focus on, just building next year's team. Obviously, with the amount of guys that we signed, that's a big portion of it. So it certainly was a great day. As we start to look ahead, which this time of year, that's kind of part of it right now. It feels like, half of our day is maybe even more, you would say right now, is kind of pointed towards next year in the coming years, and then meanwhile, obviously getting ready to prep for this bowl game. But no, it was a lot of hard work, a lot of people involved in that. Appreciative to all the people that believe in what we're doing, and adding talent, adding people that care about this place, and starting to put next year's team together has been exciting here over the last few weeks.
Is there a new rule that early enrollees can't practice for the bowl now? Is that something new?
There's still a little bit. We've talked about a little bit. Obviously, we had Hassan do this last time. There's the process, at least before, was a little bit more. It's complicated. Yeah, it's not as easy to just like show up one day and come out and practice. There's a lot of certification, all that has to go on. So I don't know that we're going to be able to do that with our guys this time around.
Did you happen to watch the state championship game? Trent Mosley's performance?
I didn't see it live, but I saw plays on it. Yeah.
Can you just talk a little bit about him, what you guys saw in him as a player?
Yeah, no, he was somebody we targeted very early on. Thought was just super impressive, and it was important. We thought he was one of the best receivers in the country, and he's proven that. Obviously, came back off injury this year and had a really good close to his season. Then winning the state title, obviously he just played out of his mind. So. Now it's a great family, a football family, really smart kid, and I'm excited to add him here to the group.
There's a couple of guys here who are deciding what to do next with their careers. Now you probably don't want to get into the specifics of those discussions, but what have you kind of learned over the years as you're guiding these guys into one of the most important decisions of their life?
Yeah, it is. It is an important decision. I mean, the guys that make the right decision, no matter what that is, I mean, they get a leg up on, kind of the rest of their life, and consequently a wrong decision can be catastrophic. And I mean, that's just the world that kind of we all live in with this. So yeah, try to educate them on the different options. I don't like telling guys, unless they just really press me, I don't like telling guys you should do this or shouldn't do that. To me, it's more about, all right, well, here's this option, here's what it would look like, here's the other option, here's the things you need to consider. Having done this long enough and been fortunate to have enough guys, you have so many stories that you can go back on, right? A certain player or a family, or how this decision went, and we track that. That's something I've always believed in. We track every conversation we've ever had about the future with any player since I've been a head coach. And so not only can you tell them the story, but then what happened after, and all right, what did they ultimately decide? How did that play out? And I think that's been helpful for our guys. So yeah, just try to have good, honest conversations, and be up front with them, and there's some guys that the decision's pretty clear one or another, and sometimes you have those ones that are pretty close, and just try to give them as much guidance as we possibly can.
You probably get tired of answering the younger guy questions from me, but are there going to be any of those guys maybe making their debut, so to speak, in this bowl game?
Well, we'll certainly, we're going to play this game without, quite a few guys that played during the season for us, and so yeah, I mean, there's going to be guys all over the place, right, that are going to have some opportunities. I mean, all sides of the ball, all position groups, really. I mean, you'll maybe it's some of the guys that you saw just a little bit in the season, and I think in some instances there'll be some guys that get some burn in this game that maybe haven't played at all or very, very little. And so that's some of the excitement out here in these practices. I mean, honestly, the bowl game is great, and they're great experiences. If you said though, like, what's the most valuable part of all this? Like, it's days like this, like where we're just pouring reps into all of these guys, and it's really competitive out here, and the energy's just different because like all these guys like feel like it's kind of their time, and so you feel these guys rising up, and then with the anticipation of getting to play a game at the end of this, it's I mean, like I said, these last 2 weeks have been so valuable. I mean, so many of these guys have developed, and yeah, get you excited for this game. More importantly, get you excited for the future.
Do you have a specific memory where these bowl practices have been so impactful for a player going into the next season?
Oh, it happens, it happens all the time. I mean, look at like kind of Lim's performance last year in the bowl game where that happened. I mean, I remember when Elijah Page was, really young and kind of got his first real experience in the Holiday Bowl. Prophet really stood out. I remember that year and played out of his mind in that game. I mean, there's so many through the years. It's obviously changed some now because of opt-outs and guys not playing in games. Like, everybody wants to focus on the negative about that, like, oh, this guy's not playing or this and that. Like for the following year, this is great. Like, I mean, it's because so many of these guys are getting that experience that maybe without that they wouldn't have. So yeah, we try to focus on the positive of it and the excitement around the team, the excitement for these guys to go play in a big time game in a fun venue, and they get a chance to really build up and practice and lead into it. So it's so valuable. And yeah, for so many guys, this will be kind of the real big spark that can start a great career.
In a similar vein, the majority of the signees that you have are spring enrollees. How much does that help having them here in the spring?
It's huge. I mean, it's a high number that are going to be here, and it's important. I mean, we've obviously had to make a bunch of roster decisions here in the last couple of weeks, and you guys haven't seen all of it. Obviously, we've started to announce some of the signings in a very similar way that we did the signing class. We've not announced near all the ones that have signed. We have a large number of players that have already signed, and we'll announce those kind of here. We've got a little flow to it as we go. But yeah, we've had to make a lot of decisions, and that's kind of part of it now. And some of the decisions we had to make were knowing what we have coming in, and when you sign as many as we did, you're going to have to make some tough decisions here. And that's been a large part of what we've done here the last couple of weeks. But that's the world that we're all in now.
Let's do one more.
As far as
y'all are quiet after, huh? Y'all didn't miss me, huh?
As far as the re-signing announcements, in the era of the transfer portal, how much does that almost like reward loyalty to the program and coming back in that sense to make that announcement?
Yeah, I mean, I think it should be. I think that's something that should be celebrated. It's. I think in this day and age, again, it's almost more like an NFL team. It's like it's an accomplishment to be welcomed back, and then on top of that, when you do have that option, it's something that should be celebrated by a school or a program that somebody wants to continue, on what's being built or what they've, already started at that place. So, yeah, we've tried to obviously feature kind of those guys first, the guys that have been here, with us here for a while, and excited about them. And so, yeah, it's changed so much, on all counts. It's changed a lot for the players. It's obviously changed a lot for us, but yeah, still seeing so many of those guys that come back and see what we're doing and kind of want to be part of that last push. It's pretty cool.
Thank you, Coach Riley.